Conor can't dominate this fight, it's going to say, Conor, you ain't what we thought you were. Because as you know, Dre, most of the guys from the UK, they have to come prove themselves in the United States of America or against a good American fighter.
This game is a lot harder than, the game gets harder. Yeah. And you when you don't have them legs and them lower extremities and they not working right, because of age, because of tough fights, you put yourself in position to get hit a lot. And kind of Benn.
Ryan Garcia is a hell of a puncher. He's very explosive. Dangerous hook. Very dangerous. Everybody know that hook doesn't knock a buffalo out.
Roy Jones Jr. has explained why he believes Conor Benn could be walking into serious trouble by taking a fight with Ryan Garcia. And this fight is already creating a big debate because both fighters bring speed, pressure, and serious danger into the ring.
He got great eyesight. He has great reaction time. He's going to be a great fighter. He's just got to figure out how to use them.
Roy Jones Jr. said Ryan Garcia is the kind of fighter you cannot take lightly for even 1 second. That is why a matchup with Conor Benn is so dangerous, because Benn likes to come forward and trade shots. Against most fighters, that pressure can work. But against Ryan, one mistake can cost you badly. Roy understands that Ryan does not need many openings to land something big. And if Conor walks in too aggressively, he could be giving Ryan exactly the type of fight he wants. That is why Roy believes Benn may be making a serious mistake by taking this challenge.
He probably throw a hook more like mine than anybody seen.
Yeah.
He got that one-punch shock on that left hook. Deadly. And then he understands how to throw it. So yeah, that's where he is.
Meanwhile, Pound for Pound recently tweeted Dana White says Conor Benn versus Ryan Garcia will be announced soon. This news has already got fans talking because it is a dangerous fight for both men. Ryan brings speed, timing, and serious left hook power, while Benn brings pressure, aggression, and a style that can make any fight exciting. If this matchup really gets made, it could become one of the most talked about fights on the boxing schedule. When asked about Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn, this is how Dana White responded. He made it clear that the fight is being worked on and suggested that an official announcement could be coming soon. That answer instantly caught attention because this is the kind of matchup that can pull in both hardcore boxing fans and casual viewers. Ryan Garcia brings the speed and knockout threat, while Conor Benn brings pressure and aggression. So, if this fight gets confirmed, it could turn into a major event.
Our position and philosophy is that any fight can be made. I mean, this is the business that we're in. I mean, even the guys that are and crying and complaining and everything else, they run a business. They're involved in this sport to make money, and there are very small windows of opportunity. And when something happens that builds a fight, you have to capture that fight right there at the time and in the moment. So I don't believe that any deals can't get done.
On the other hand, Ryan Garcia has just wanted Conor Benn. He tweeted, "Conor, are you seriously thinking you are stopping me? And you couldn't even stop a Regis Prograis at the end of his career. He probably would have stopped you if he were younger, dummy." And Conor replied saying, "You weren't calling me out after the Eubank fight. I will punch your head in, Ryan Garcia." To which Ryan replied, "Think real hard why." And from there, the tension between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn only got more heated. What started as trash talk quickly turned into a personal back and forth, with both fighters trying to get under each other's skin. Benn is talking like he wants to make a statement, but Ryan is responding like he already knows something the fans don't. If this fight really gets announced soon, this build-up is only going to get louder. But Conor Benn has made it clear that he believes he can beat Ryan Garcia if the fight happens next. After his recent win over Regis Prograis, Benn accepted Ryan's challenge and said he wants the WBC welterweight title, with reports linking the fight to a possible announcement soon. Benn is talking with real confidence, even saying he would like to stop Ryan early, but Garcia has fired back with his own trash talk. That is what makes this matchup interesting. Benn brings pressure, toughness, and a fearless style, while Ryan brings speed, timing, and that dangerous left hook. For Benn, beating Garcia would not just be another win. It would be the biggest statement of his career and a chance to prove he belongs with the top names at welterweight.
We've been very warmly welcomed by everyone here in Bournemouth. No days off, building towards something big.
Yeah, no, we're always working, but Bournemouth is beautiful. I've been here a few times with my family, but the work don't stop. And when you come around by the beachside, it's beautiful, isn't it?
All right.
It's like Santa Monica, a bit better though.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to compare between the two. What about the big fights that are on the horizon for you? We're not there yet, but everything feels like it's building momentum with Zufar, and there's some big fights potentially on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, I've made no secret in fighting for the WBC World Title. It's the belt obviously my dad won, and you know, it'd be a dream for me to get that belt. I mean, the other person's doing a lot of talking, you know, as he does. So, you know, just hopefully he signs the contract.
How many rounds do you reckon it will take you to knock out Ryan Garcia?
I'm liking these questions, you know. How many rounds? I've got a lot to prove in this fight. Not just to everyone else, but to myself. You know, the 10 years ago, me as a kid who first turned over to be in the position I'm in now, where I can solidify my own legacy and prove that irrelevant of all the noise, irrelevant of all the haters, irrelevant of all the no's you can't do, I'm going to go into this fight fueled with a chip on my shoulder to prove to the world that I will and will be the greatest WBC champion. So, you know, for me, to answer your question, I'm going to come out fast and put it on him and hopefully get him out there early, within 4.
And what are you looking forward for the left hook?
What am I looking for? They said don't hook with a hooker. That's exactly what.
But Ryan Garcia opened up about the Conor Benn fight and made it clear that this is a matchup he really wants. He said his team is working on it and trying to get everything finalized, but at the same time, he admitted there are other options on the table if the deal does not come together. Ryan also mentioned Rolly Romero as a possible opponent, but his tone made it clear that Benn is the fight that has his attention right now. What makes it even more personal is that Ryan still remembers an old incident where Benn confronted him at an event while he was with his wife. Ryan felt the situation was unnecessary and unprofessional, and that moment seems to have stayed with him. So for Ryan, this fight is not just about business, it also has a personal edge behind it.
That's that is being worked on. You know, me and my team, we're trying to, you know, finalize it and make it happen. It's a fight that I really want, but there's also other options, you know. So if it doesn't get done, you know, we're also looking at Rolly Romero and other, you know, opponents that we can fight. But that fight I would love to make happen. I want that one bad. He's been a little too long. He actually came and confronted me at an event while I was with my wife, and it was just crazy.
Recently?
About a year and a half ago, and I still remember that. It's like, bro, we're all in suits. Calm down. What are you doing? Like, be professional, buddy. This is like, it reminded me of the movie Southpaw, you know, when he gets confronted and then she ends up getting shot. Like, bro, you need to chill. But yeah, I would love to.
Ryan also gave his honest opinion on Conor as a fighter. He admitted that Benn is good and brings excitement every time he steps into the ring, but he also pointed out that Benn can be too aggressive and a little reckless. For Ryan, that kind of style may entertain fans, but it can also create openings against a sharp puncher. He believes if the fight happens, he will be able to show Benn that there are levels in boxing. Ryan also talked about how frustrating the politics can be, because even when a champion and a top contender want to fight, the business side can still slow everything down. But despite all that, Ryan made it clear that he is open to making the fight happen.
Make of him as a fighter?
I think he's a good fighter. He's too aggressive. A little too aggressive.
How so?
He's a little reckless in the ring. But I do think that he has a lot of tenacity, and he makes for a good fight, an entertaining fight every time he steps in the ring. But yeah, I will show him that there's definitely levels to this, and yeah.
Is he 145?
I mean, he's number one, so he's my mandatory.
Right.
So,
but
yeah.
There's so many politics and so much red tape in boxing that the number one contender and the number one title holder somehow can't make a fight work.
You're right.
Easily.
Yeah. I mean, that's how it goes, man.
Dude, boxing's so complex.
It's so
However, Conor is making it clear that he wants Garcia next. And now, Dana White also seems interested in making that fight happen. Benn's message was simple. Garcia can get it next. That kind of statement shows he is not trying to waste time or take an easy route. He wants a big name. And Ryan is exactly the kind of opponent who would bring attention, danger, and serious hype. Dana's response made the situation even more interesting, because he basically said, this is the reason he is in the business, to make the fights fans actually want to see. With Benn pushing for it and Dana sounding ready to work on it, this fight suddenly feels much more realistic.
That's who you are, I have no doubt about it. But I asked a very direct question. This is first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Like, who's the guy?
Garcia.
Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was asking about. Yeah. What about you, Dana? What do you want?
I agree with everything he said. That's why I'm in the business right now, is to make the fights that people want to see.
Why did you decide to go for boxing?
You look at what they've done with UFC. Look what they've done with WWE. You know, they plan on taking over, and we all share the same vision. You know, it's a different audience, massive platform, and something I'm really excited about. It wasn't an easy decision, but I've made the right decision.
But this is not it. Conor Benn has sent a chilling warning to Ryan Garcia.
Yeah. Garcia, I want my belt. Keep my belt warm. September, let's go. Any day of the week, twice on Sundays. 10 rounds easy. Garcia, you're next. Keep my belt warm.
But this is not it. Conor Benn has sent a chilling warning to Ryan Garcia. Next voice. Meanwhile, Eddie Hearn gave his honest take on the possible fight, and he looked at it from a business point of view. According to Eddie, the matchup may not be a massive fight in America because Conor Benn is still not a major name there. Ryan Garcia is already a big star in the US with a huge fan base and mainstream attention, but Conor's biggest support is still in the UK. That is why Eddie believes the fight makes much more noise on the British side than the American side. Still, the matchup has a lot of interest because both fighters bring drama, confidence, and dangerous styles. Ryan has the speed and knockout power while Benn brings pressure and aggression. So, even if Eddie questions how big it is in America, the fight still has enough heat to get fans talking.
Ryan Garcia seems like it's going to be announced. What do you make of that fight? And is there any sort of thing going on in the background with yourselves and Conor Benn?
Yeah, there's still a lot of legal questions that need answering, and we'll deal with that appropriately. But in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America. Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK. So, yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan Garcia.